Hey there, it's Stephanie Treasure, host of the Coach and Profit Giveaway, where 40 plus experts are sharing visibility, marketing, and business strategies for making six figures and more in your coaching business so that you can grow, leverage, and scale. Thank you again for joining me on this broadcast. I have invited my colleagues to shine the spotlight on the high value resources that they have provided for this special event. So thank you for joining us, prioritizing this and giving it your focus and truly making your participation in this event very impactful for your business. So today it is my pleasure to welcome and speak with my friend and colleague, Martha Wilson. Hey there, Martha. Thank you so much for being here.
Hey, Stephanie, it's great to be with you here again. I'm so excited to be part of this giveaway. So excited about the work you're doing.
Awesome, awesome. And I applaud you and thank you for seeing the vision in terms of really the reach and impact that I wanted to make in terms of, bringing this event together and giving of your time, giving of your expertise, joining this expert panel to be able to give back or to share with those that are going to be participating in this event. I thank you so much for that. So I'm going to ask you, to dive in and share with us who are watching. You and I are acquainted, but I want you to, in your own words, they'll see your bio on the page of this giveaway, so you'll be able to learn, more about Martha and the work that she does. But go ahead and tell us in your own words what you're doing, what how you're helping your clients, and also share what you're excited about for this year.
Oh my goodness, there's so much. Thank you, Stephanie. So as Stephanie mentioned, my name is Martha Wilson, and I am a former spy turned transformational success coach. So after 27 years undercover with CIA, I understand what makes people tick. And I have devoted my life to understanding, what is it that's running in the background for somebody that's actually really driving them. So now I work with leaders and entrepreneurs who are struggling to navigate the pressures of that increasing success, of going for that next level goal for themselves. Because what I know is that as you step up into that next level, you have to change your relationship with certain things. You have to understand what is running in the background for you. What is it that is actually driving you? Also, what is it that is likely to cause you to get stuck or bogged down so you can find your way through that? So, as I work with these leaders and entrepreneurs, I help them uncover that hidden programming so they can unlock their greatest potential, so they can get rid of that stress, that overwhelm, that burden, even as they expand their impact in the world. So, it allows them to make the difference that they're here to make, to feel solid, grounded, in control, and continue to move themselves forward.
I love that. And that is such an interesting background to have come to the brought to the business coaching, consulting, and service-based business space. I really, really love that. And yes, I like that you say, you kind of learn what makes people tick. And as much as I can speak for myself, as much as we claim to know ourselves, sometimes we don't do that deep introspection, that deep fact finding that will reveal to us, some of the reasons why we do certain things, some of the reasons why we don't do things, reasons why, we may have entered business, reasons why we may have set goals or not achieved them. And I like the fact that because of your background and expertise and the way that you're still studying and working with clients and supporting clients to this day, in a different way from certainly from your career, but still the way that you help your clients to come into awareness of the things that may hold them back, so that once they're aware of that, they can effect change and really bring their, most ideal life into fruition. But I'm jumping ahead right here. Tell us what it is that you're bringing to this giveaway. Right, I'm going to ask you to share with what your giveaway item is, what it's about and why a person should download it. And we can dive more into how this will really help them to make a difference in the results that they've been creating.
Yeah, I'd love to. So this is a mini course and it's called CIA Spy Secrets to Making Goals Work for You. So this is a gift. Remember when I said that as you're stepping up in a different way, you have to change your relationship with certain aspects? One of those things that you're going to change your relationship with is goals. And I will tell you in full transparency here, I was one of those people who used to hate goals. I didn't do a good job at setting goals. And if I finally got backed into a corner and somebody forced me to set a goal, I hated it because it felt like I simply could not win. It was a no-win situation for me. So either I'd set a really big goal, and I set this big goal, and the whole time I'm thinking, there's no way that's ever going to happen. I can't get there from here. So then I'd set a smaller goal, and even then I still couldn't win, because either I'd hit the goal and then it'd be like, but it wasn't really what I wanted. It wasn't the goal that I really wanted, so it doesn't matter anyway. Or I wouldn't hit the goal because it wasn't what I wanted. I wouldn't do anything, and therefore I wouldn't hit the goal. But then what's running inside of me is, well, look at you, Martha, you can't even hit a little goal. Why on earth would you ever go for a big one? So it was this whole internal battle. And what I know now is that there is all manner of hidden programming running behind that goal. There is an entire internal pathway. And you know, the mistake that people make is thinking that setting a goal is just about finding a goal that's the right size and putting some parameters about it, and then, you know, putting some very specific steps, you know, do this piece, do this piece, do this piece, do this piece. Don't get me wrong, all those things are true. They will help you achieve a goal. And until you understand how you are wired specifically, both in relation to the goal and the path to the goal, much like me, you're either not going to take any action at all, or if you do take the action, it's going to feel like you're pushing a rock uphill. And the truth is, when you're going out there to make the difference that you know you want to make in the world, and this is what we know about those who are drawn to the Coach and Profit giveaway. We know that they are here to make a difference. They're making a difference through their coaching. And they also know that in order to continue to make that difference, there's got to be that profit piece in there too. So these are people who are coming in to make a difference. These are people who are looking for success, that true transformational success, the success that transforms them and it transforms the world. And as you step forward into that, now is where we need to uncover what is that next level of your potential? What is that next level of your gift? And it is not just about writing up a goal and knocking out the steps along the way. This is about uncovering what is your unique genius. This is about uncovering what are the things that are likely to knock you off your game, so that you can stay in the game as the most powerful version of you, so that you can make the difference that you're here to make. So this mini course that I am sharing with you is going to give you a chance, specifically focused on a goal, but it's going to walk you through, it's going to give you a chance to see what is your path, what is your internal inner work, inner game process path toward any goal. You're going to use one goal as an example, but here's the secret. It's predictable. And when you know what that predictable path is, now you're unstoppable because you know how it's going to work for you. Your path is not the same as everybody else's path. And what this course does is it gives you a chance to open that up for yourself, to unpack it for yourself, to see what does your path look like. You're going to uncover where is your window to your hidden strength, your hidden power, the gift you didn't know you had. You're going to uncover where is your hidden blind spot, which is sort of redundant, but it's the truth. I've heard people say, well, I don't have any blind spots. If I had a blind spot, I would know about it.
Not if it's blind.
That's why they call it a blind spot. But I'm going to walk you through a process in this mini course so you can actually see your biggest blind spot when it comes to a goal, any goal. And I'm also going to show you the path through it. Because here's the other mistake that people make. The other mistake that people make is thinking that inner work, inner game, as related to going for a goal, is all about overcoming limiting beliefs, breaking through internal barriers, telling yourself to think a different thought, saying affirmations, just work harder, faster. And the truth is, it's not the limiting belief that's getting in the way. It's the programming behind that that's getting in the way. And if you try to break through that, get rid of that, overcome that, number one, it's almost impossible to do, because the truth is that pattern, that program was forged in fire for you. It's actually part of what has made you as successful as you are to this point, which is why if you try to get rid of it, it doesn't really work. And quite frankly, you also wind up throwing out the baby with the bathwater.
Ah, interesting. Mm-hmm.
Because it does, in fact, hold your greatest strength, your greatest gift.
Okay.
So what I help you do is I help you actually unpack that. I help you reverse engineer it. You identify your hidden programming and then reverse engineer it so that you can actually use it to your advantage. So that actually becomes the energy behind you that's moving you forward instead of the thing that's bogging you down. So all of that is inside this little mini course, CIA Spy Secrets to Making Goals Work for You.
Okay, and just a reminder, folks, once you log into the giveaway, which is at www.coachandprofitgiveaway.com. So in case you're watching this and you haven't already signed up, go ahead and do that right now. Once you get into behind the scenes of the giveaway, you'll see the gifts categorized, and Martha's gift is under the mindset category. So go in, log on, go in the mindset category and look for CIA Spy Secrets to Making Goals Work for You. Go ahead and click that and you'll be able to safely access that gift, which is the mini course right there. Go ahead and do it so that you can start start the mini course and start turning things around as it relates to making goals work for you. So I want to put you on the spot because you shared with us a couple of mistakes that you find people making when it comes to, setting goals and, not achieving them and not really having that right mindset or relationship around the goals that they're setting and bringing them into being, right? Mm-hmm. Can you share with us possibly one example, either say a client example or an example for yourself where getting clear on the limiting the beliefs or the programming that's been holding you back from achieving your goals. Once a client or yourself got that, they were able to turn things around. Would you be able to share like one, give us a behind the scenes for those that are intrigued and they want to get a hold of this gift, but they want to hear the power of it? Could you share that with us?
You bet. You bet. Actually, I'm going to give you a couple of examples because I want you to be able to see how it plays out in a couple of different ways. So the first example I'll share with you is Catherine. And when she came to me, She runs a business where she helps people DIY their techie stuff, and she's absolutely brilliant. And when she came to me, she was offering her services. She's actually, I always cringe when I mention this now because she's come so far, but she was offering her services for $37 a month. She was working really hard, and it was leaving her stretched thin, burned out. She would find herself dragging her feet. She wouldn't follow up with people who said they actually wanted to have a conversation with her to talk about doing deeper work, broader work. She wouldn't follow up with them. She wouldn't follow up with promotional partners who wanted to share her work. And she would even hesitate to get on the phone to have an enrollment conversation or a sales conversation, strategy session, whatever language is familiar to you. But she didn't want to get on the phone with people. After we helped her decode her hidden programming, initially she quadrupled her prices. Now she's running a $250,000 a year business. She has the systems in place. She is actively reaching out to promotional partners. She follow up, that procrastination, all of those things, it just sort of falls away. It's this idea of, rather than forcing yourself to take action, you simply find yourself in action. Because as you decode that hidden programming that's running in the background for you, and now you know what is your easy path through it, you know how to use that programming to your advantage, things just start to happen. Another example is Deb. She was working inside an organization. And as she stepped up into a higher managerial position, the meetings increased, the responsibilities increased. She got a larger team. Now she's also responsible for hiring in a larger organization. She hadn't taken any time off. She was working weekends. She was working long hours. She used to have a life outside the office. Once she was able to unpack her hidden programming, she was able to identify opportunities and support that she wasn't seeing before. Opportunities just started to show up in front of her. She, on the outside, her days actually turned into normal 8-hour organizational days with lunch. She started taking her full weekend off. Then she started taking 3-day weekends here and there. She felt like she was working less. But the people in the organization, what they experienced from her was someone who was more focused, more relaxed, more effective, better able to communicate the vision of the organization, both with the client organizations they worked with and also the team members in her department. Opportunities started landing in her lap too, and she wound up with another promotion and then became a regional director.
Wow. I love those two examples. And it's two, one is a business owner and one is a manager with an organization. And what I heard that was constant between the two examples was that one, without the work that you do, one might assume that, in the first example, this is what business is all about, maybe I should just go back and get a job because I'm not making enough money, I'm burnt out, I don't even feel like getting on client calls, etc. Let me just pack things up. And on the other hand, the other example, the latter one, the person may think that, wow, getting more responsibility is not a fun, you get more money, but being promoted is not a fun thing. Maybe I should just, go back to my old position and just call it a day, just, get more, get comfortable, just, having that be my status quo, because once you get promoted, you know, all these things that land on your lap that you can handle, and this is not what I want to do, you know, let me just call it a day, right? And I love that with the work that you do, you're able to show persons how they can turn things around and actually create the life or lifestyle, you know, business or otherwise, that works for them, right? Be able to achieve that goal, you know, not just feel content, but feel fulfilled, and you know, really enjoy their life and lifestyle. I love that those two examples. Thank you.
And make the difference, and truly make the difference, have the impact that they're here to make. And, you know, so often we've been told to believe, taught to believe you can have impact and make a difference, or you can have a life. I'm the both and girl. As far as I'm concerned, if you can't do both, it's not worth it. And what I know is that it really is about both and. That when you make that difference and you have that life you love, they become self-fulfilling. One pushes the other forward. So yeah, that's what I'm all about. I am all about the inner work that makes the outer work work.
Love that. And you've shared so much with us today, and thank you again for making this gift available. Again, you can get it at coachingprofitgiveaway.com. Check for Martha's gift under the mindset category. So is there another, I know you've shared a couple of takeaways here. Is there one final takeaway that you want to leave persons with as they're watching today?
So I'll give you just a little nugget here. So I want you to think about, if you'd put this, let's imagine for a second that you've got a goal. And it's a really big goal. So now, by definition, this really big goal is something that you have not done before, right? There are going to be aspects of it that are familiar, aspects of it that you have done before, but there's some element in that goal that is brand spanking new. Are you with me? Okay.
So far, so good. Yes.
Okay, so far, so good. That brand spanking new part is what I call the impossible. The impossible. Now, the whole law of attraction movement has taught us, oh, no, we have to believe, we can't tell ourselves if it's impossible. Oh, no. Everything is possible. Everything is possible. Yeah, okay, we get that on a logical level, but this internal feeling, embodied sense level, this internal nervous system level, that goal is impossible because it hasn't happened before. See, the subconscious mind is not logical. It is not logical at all. It sees everything as a binary equation. It's a yes or a no. So for the subconscious mind, if you haven't done it before, it is therefore impossible. And when that's running in the background and you don't know it, what it will do is it will suck the energy right out of you. Because if something is impossible, there's no point in me working hard. There's no point in me doing that action. There's no point in my putting myself out there because it's just not worth it. So here's the little tweak for you. Here's the path forward. When you identify your impossible, that piece of it that's impossible, that is brand spanking new, this is where we change the relationship with the goal. We change the relationship with the result. Because that impossible, it's a game. Let me play with that. This is let me see how I could stretch. This is new. I've never done it. Children learn. Children learn through play. Yeah. This is the nervous system part that we're talking about. Simply allowing yourself to let me play with the impossible. can give you just that little bit of space that you need to move. So that's the tip that I'm going to leave with you today, is really pull that string. Where is your impossible? Where is the part of your goal that is impossible, that you've never done before? And allow yourself to play with it. Just play with it. It's an experiment. Might work, might not. That little bit is enough to take just enough pressure off that you can now move forward. You can take an action. You can do a thing. And as you do a thing, of course, that's going to bring you just a little bit closer to your impossible.
So playing with it, you know, possibly as you're, say, putting together, as a child would put together a puzzle piece, saying, okay, let me see if this part fits. You know, just for the heck of it, I don't have to solve this puzzle tonight or today, but let me just try different parts and see what works until, you know, maybe it will be finished tonight, maybe it will be finished in a couple of days, who knows, but I'm just going to do my best. I'm just going to play around and see what works. Is that what you mean?
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. It sounds so simple on the surface. It almost sounds like slacking off. And yet what you'll discover, I mean, this whole inner game thing, completely counterintuitive. But what you'll discover is if you can allow yourself to do that, it will actually pop you forward faster than trying to drive and push.
I love that. I love that. Thank you so much for that takeaway. Definitely a different viewpoint in looking in the way that we look at our goals. So definitely go ahead and download CIA Spicy, which is making goals work for you, in the Coaching Profit Giveaway brought here today by Martha Wilson. And so Martha, as you've shared with us so much today, and thank you again for all that you've shared, especially the client examples. How can people stay in your space? How can they stay in the know as to what you're doing, the great work you're doing with clients, as well as, you know, tips, you know, that they can implement from time to time, as relates to the mindset piece and bringing your goals and intentions into fruition? What's the best way people can do that?
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Stephanie. Now, the best way that people can do that is to grab my gift in the Coach and Profit giveaway, because what that will do is that will also put you on my email list. And I will be perfectly honest, I communicate with my community most effectively via email. So that's where you're going to get tips from me. That's where you're going to get newsletters from me. That's where you're going to find out when I'm hosting the free masterclasses. You know, I do some on Facebook, but the truth is, you know, Facebook is moving things around, and people who really want to hear from me, sometimes it can be hard to find me there. So the important thing is get the gift, keep an eye on your email inbox. And here's one more tip. Reply to my emails. I read every single one of them. And as you communicate with me via email, it allows me to pour into you as well. As you communicate with me via email, you will, A, you'll hear directly back from me, but B, you'll also begin to see more of the answer to the question that you presented showing up as well. So it allows me to serve you most effectively and allows us to connect and support one another.
Awesome, awesome. And that's where they'll have direct access, because I'm sure as persons are listening, especially as you relate those great examples, those great client examples, there's persons right now who are possibly wondering, you know, how exactly are you working with these clients? And once you're on Martha's email, you can reply directly to her and she'll respond. And if you want to, you know, start that dialogue, you'll have the best place to do so. So thank you so much for sharing. Thank you again for being a part of this giveaway. And for those of you watching, go ahead, log on to coachingprofitgiveaway.com, go to the mindset category to get a hold of Martha's gift. Thank you for giving this your time and attention, and I'll see you on the next Spotlight interview. Bye.